So, my last piece that I have to cut, I'm not going to use the template from the mat because the mat wasn't perfect in some spots. So I decided to use cardboard, and I chose a windy day to do it. The cardboard is my template, and I'm trying to cut as little cardboard away to get it to fit perfectly around all the edges. And I'm going to add cardboard, I'm going to tape it up and make sure it's perfect. Still windy, but I taped it down and I measured where the door closes, and this should be good. Might have to do a little trimming, but I'm going to flip this over and tape it all up, make sure it doesn't move, and then I'm going to cut it out. It's taped up and it's laid out. I had a piece of 1/2-inch plywood in the house already. I'm putting the nice cut edge on this side, and I'll cut the back side because that'll be covered. At least that side will be like perfect. And trace it out and then cut them out one by one. Paint that, I don't know how that reacts with.
Reacts with what?
With glass. Shouldn't.
Nah, you just put it on the window. And then you gotta scrape.
First coat is done. Time to switch to a Rust-Oleum enamel. I think it'll cover better. And supposedly is stronger. Okay, all the walls are painted with one coat. I just sprayed in here and then went across and did sections of the van. I didn't like trying to spray paint the whole thing, you know, it's a spray can, so I tried to do smaller stuff. The same with the roof. I tried to wind up doing half the roof. Up here or back here I went all the way across, but up there I went in like sections. 2 coats is looking pretty good now. It could probably use a third because there's some spots like here that's a little light, but like, you know, I'm not doing that. I've already went through like 10 cans for this inside. And now I'm going to tape up and paint this. I'm going to tape up the wall, ceiling, paint this thing black. So I'm taping up everything to paint. I already vacuumed and sanded this down. Now I'm going to wipe this down with a rag. If you really want to get crazy, like alcohol or some type of wipe to get the glue and, you know, clean it off, tack wipe and some rust reformer, but we already know this is just to clean it up to make it look nice. If this was lower mileage, I'd be doing this like correctly, but I'm just covering it up and painting it up. So 3 coats of flat black enamel done. Still kind of looks stripy. I don't have any more flat black, and I'm not going out to get another can, so this will be good enough. It's covered, it's changed. Gonna let it dry before I take this all down. Put this carpet in next after put some screws in. Fresh coat of paint. Took off the tape that I laid down. I'm not too worried about some overspray. I got a little bit, some on like this, or like there's some dirt over there from the tarp. There's like some overspray down here, you see, which the plastic things going back here. I'm just trying to get it overall way nicer. So now I'm putting the screws in. These are 1.5 inches because the inch would not go far enough. They would go in spots where the metal was like right up top. Hold them all down, you know, a couple in the corners, maybe one in the middle. You gotta be careful of the gas tank. Okay, so this part of the rug is laid down. I didn't glue it. Gluing is probably a better idea, but I stapled it. And that's how I'm doing it. So I started in this corner, laid it out. I actually measured wrong. The carpet was supposed to be 13 by 6 foot wide, but however, I forgot that this actually is more than 6 feet. It's like 6 feet 5.5 from wall to wall. So I was short, and instead of running one side and then like a little strips on the side, running it in sections like I did with the flooring. And now I'm going to run this one. Dad knows how to run carpet, so he helped me, you know, like pushing it and measuring it and cutting it and whatever, but this ain't a $1 million mansion, so this is pretty good. He recommends that I use one of those like carpet edges on that side as well as that side, so I'm gonna have to get another one. I'm using my template for the wood, and I'm measuring here, and gonna do the same thing I did with this, lay it this way and cut it up. I'm gonna clean and scrub this up, put this back in here. I kind of didn't cut this as good as I had hoped to roll it over. So me and my dad did that side of the carpet. It's been a long time. I've used it a few times. There's mud in here and it's all kind of dirty, so it's got to be cleaned up. But this part of the carpet, I'm laying the grain, the grooves of the carpet go this way. I'm making sure they match this way. I should have bought the original, the correct size carpet to begin with. I bought it a little too narrow. It was plenty long enough, but it wasn't wide enough to go front to back and go all the way. It would have been like stopping here, because I thought I measured the right distance and I just said, yeah, that's good enough. That's the right size, and I ordered it and it was not. Measure twice, buy once. Tack, staple it down, this tape as well, and spray glue, and then work my way around, trim it, and then finish it up and pull it tight, and work my way to the outside of the van. Maybe try and put one of these sides over equal with this, with very little overhang to trim off, so that this side has a little bit more overhang. But you don't want it too close where you screw it up and you cut it, and once you actually tighten it down, it's short. So I'm gonna try and tighten it as I move along and tack it down. So I marked the edge, so when I lay down the tape, I can get it pretty much in the center. When this is pulled back, I'll lay the tape down, I'll spray, and then lay this down on top perfectly on the edge, and then I'll put like a staple in the corner and try and work my way across and get this seam like invisible, and then start working around and cutting and laying it down. And then I'll put a couple staples along my way, and then I might just lift it up and spray, and then finish stapling it. Tape is laid down. I might have been better off measuring the width of the tape and doing half and measuring out half, so it's like perfectly half. But this is my own job. This will be good enough for me. It's pretty much covered. And I'm gonna use the spray glue now. Spray under here, lay it flat, staple along the edges, and then start on this corner and do the same with the stapler and making sure it's stapled in the corner, and then work my way across. I stapled down along the edge, cutting out and trying to push it. This is stapled down, push into the corner, and then I trace and just cut with the razor blade, and I gotta pull the wrinkles out, make sure it's tight when I go. Some double-sided tape around the edges, and then gonna spray it and peel it up and lay it down and pull it tight and staple it. So I pulled it tight and stapled along the edge, and I'm gonna pull it tight and staple this way, not down but in to the corners, and make a corner here with the carpet and staple it. I do have trimming for like the door that I could potentially put here, like a metal strip